This is Bree with chug.com.
What's up?
Yesterday, Sorry, featuring Andre 3000.
Okay, get it right.
Andre 3000 was released to the masses. In an interview you did, well actually it was a studio session that you did with 3 Lil Digs. You actually talked about the collab.
Yo, big homie. Hey, Jay, give me 1 second so I can hear what Shouty's saying. Please, thank you.
The collabo that y'all did, you talked about in the 3 Little Digs studio session. Can you tell those who don't know, can you explain to them how that collab came about?
Yeah. Well, let me see. Well, many moons ago, say around the time the King album came out, I started reaching out to Andre, and you know, my intentions was to try to get, you know, Andre and Big Boy on the same record. I later found out that was not quite, you know what I'm saying, feasible. So, you know, I then started working on records that I could do with them separately. Now, me and Big have done several records. Andre's record has taken up until the day he called me and said he was ready, which was about 6 years. But, you know, I went those 6 years and we just back and forth, steady. Every album I always get with him and say, hey, you know, try this. What you think about this? It never really materialized until one day he hit my phone and said, I'm ready. Okay. So he told me he was going to the Yo, and he listened to some records and he picked that one. And then he took it, and then a couple months later, my phone rang again and he said, I'm headed up to the studio, I got it. I said, alright, cool. So I meet him up there, and he was probably halfway into it by the time I got there. And I'm, you know, by the time he finished, I'm standing there, I'm looking around like, damn, this nigga just came in here and motherfucking shitted on me on my own motherfucker. That the first time that shit had happened to me, you know. But he's told me on many occasions that if it wasn't for the verses that I laid first, you know what I'm saying, if it wasn't for the song that had already existed, it would not have led him to, you know, to create the verse that he created. I appreciate that, but he still shitted on me on my record. You know what I'm saying? And you know what I'm saying? It's just an honor and a pleasure because that's somebody who I've always wanted to work with. Me and Big, we did the In the A record, and we've done several other records. Tangerine off one of his other albums, and you know what I'm saying? Like those are the cats who I looked up to coming up. That's my Run DMC, them and UGK, you know what I'm saying? So already. So it's an absolute pleasure, man, you know what I'm saying? And I'm just honored to have them on. I'm just honored to have them on the project.
Yeah.
Y'all like the record?
Yeah.
Cool.
How are you able to maintain and keep innovating and growing after everything that's happened in a negative capacity? How are you able to keep it moving?
Well, I mean, man, ever since the beginning, man, my main thing has always been never portray an image that you can't maintain on a daily basis. You know what I'm saying? I don't never put no image or no appearance out there that I can't maintain on a daily basis. How you see me here today, that's how I am when I'm kicking it with my partners. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm pretty much, give or take, you know, a good mood or a bad mood, I'm pretty much the same guy. You know what I'm saying? You know, certain circumstances and scenarios might call me to turn up a little bit more or turn down a little bit more. But my foundation, my structure is the same. And I think that's what enables me, because I ain't out there trying to put something out there that ain't real. So that's what enables me to keep the same posture in all of my endeavors, no matter what's going on around me. You know what I'm saying? I can adapt to my surroundings, but I'm still gonna be me. You know, if you hear me on some pop shit, if I do a pop record, it's gonna be a pop record, but it's gonna still be me.
I know that's.
You know what I'm saying? I made this statement before, and it's no disrespect to do to my guy, but I met him, and I think he a cool cat, but I can't do what Flo Rida does. He sold 60+ million singles. You know what I'm saying? That's $1.29 times 60 million times. You know what I'm saying? So, although the money is nice, I can't do that because that ain't me. You know what I'm saying? It ain't that my skill set won't enable me to do it. It just ain't in me to do it. So I don't try and do that. I do my version of that. You know, and I think that mentality and that enables me to stay grounded. And I think that's what you know what I'm saying, that's probably what connects with motherfuckers from the bottom up.
Yo, what up, Tim, man? It's A Black with A Black TV. First off, I want to say that track you got with R. Kelly, man, I think that's a hit. Shit,
Yes.
And
Church.
my question is, you ever thought about doing a movie to your music similar to Jay-Z?
Working on it right now.
Working on it.
Boy, that boy smart. That boy smart. With Trap Back Jumping, we starting on it. We starting the movie, and you know what I'm saying. That's why I'm looking for writers, because you know I started some shit that now I see it got legs that it can grow. It got wings actually. It can fly to some other places, and I just want to really add a little more structure to it so we can get the shit down. But I got 12 minutes worth of footage. But the shit is very compelling and
12 minutes,
provocative. Shit like that. And we just gonna add to that and add to that and add to that, and eventually, you know what I'm saying, we'll have a complete body of work that we can present a visual for. But the Trap Back Jumping shit should be out in the next week or two.
Mike LaDuckett with the Charlotte Post.
What's happening?
I would like to know, what is the greatest sacrifice that you've had to make in your professional life and personal life to get to where you are today?
The greatest sacrifice. I think, well, I mean, man, I've sacrificed a lot of things. I've put a lot of things on the line, you know what I'm saying? I hadn't necessarily lost them. There's a lot of times I put my life on the line, you know what I'm saying? Walking in rooms that I ain't even know whether or not I could walk out of, you know, but with the grace of God, you know what I'm saying, I'm still here. I sacrificed my freedom to protect my life, nonetheless, but still I sacrificed my freedom. I've sacrificed time away from my children growing up. You know what I'm saying? I miss birthdays. Early on, I don't miss birthdays no more. But you know what I'm saying? Working my way up to a certain stature to get to a certain position. I miss, you know, just certain important moments in my children's lives that, you know, I try not to miss anymore. But, you know, those are extreme sacrifices. But it paved the way for me to be where I am today, and it contributed to the lifestyle that they're afforded today. So you know what I'm saying, we just cancel out the losses and count the wins. I mean, I always look, you know what I'm saying, I always look at the glass half full. One thing I'm proud of today is that, you know what I'm saying, that I got more partners living right now than I do that's dead. I got more partners free right now that I do this behind the wall, and you know what I'm saying, I got some new young homies, man, that ain't never been to prison. Ain't never been to jail. You know what I'm saying? Really, the buck stops here. I'm the last person that I know that went to prison. So hopefully, I broke the cycle.
Yep.
And that, you know what I'm saying, that makes me proud. You know, that thought, that idea makes me proud.